What's up, YouTube? First and foremost, shout out to Alien Army. Raise up, stand up, hit a like button, definitely drop a comment. Checking in. I think the last couple of videos that I did, I forgot to say that, but so checking in. If you don't know what Alien Army is, that's people that rock with me heavy, they rock with me tough, they're subscribed to me, they always hit the like button and drop a comment. If you don't know what to put as a comment, saying something positive, put an emoji, put an alien, put a spaceship, put a thumbs up, totally cool. Real quick, shout out to all my donations. If you wanted to donate to me, my Cash App's the same as my YouTube name, AlienAscend. This is actually my second time recording. I had a video that was 27 minutes. Evidently, it's so hot that without my air conditioner, my camera, well, my phone overheated, and I lost that 27-minute video. So now I know I need to make this video a little bit quicker. I'm gonna jump straight into this video. This is homeless storytime bald spot, I believe is what I'm going to name it. So this is a continuation. If this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, you may want to watch the video from yesterday or the day before. Real quick too, I am homeless. I live in my car. I've got videos explaining what happened, and by subscribing, you actually join my journey from like daily vlogs, some of my perspective, and things I go through, and then also story times of when I was homeless before and people that I've encountered, and that's basically Bald Spot. It's a nickname I give the guy. That's not his nickname in real life, just to let you know. But I'm gonna jump straight into the video. Homeless storytime bald spot. I left off where I moved into my best friend's house. I was no longer on the streets after living on the streets a couple of months. This is on the streets with no vehicle. Gonna try to make this video a little bit quicker than yesterday's, the one earlier that I lost the file from my phone heating up. Guess real quick, while I'm living there, I acquired myself my first brand new car. Well, not brand new car. My first car I actually owned. It was a Honda Accord. I've always loved Hondas ever since. It did overheat if I drove over an hour, and it did leak oil a lot. But it was kind of a beater. It was primered out, but it never left me. Well, it left me stranded twice, I think. But nonetheless, it was a very, very good car. It was a lot older, too. So I acquired myself a Honda Accord. I'm painting with Gothic and his father and like their team of painters and stuff. My best friend's mom said that she wanted me to wear nicer clothes, especially if we go out places, but had noticed that I had been using the little bit of clothes that I had for painting, and I had paint on them. You know what I mean? That's what happens when you're a painter, especially for painting. And when I'm saying painter, it's interior and exterior houses and apartments, basically anything. So I give her $200, $200 or $300. She tells me she wants to shop for me. She asks my size. I was a size 30 waist, and I asked for her to find stuff that was 32. I don't remember the size of my shirt, but I told her something, and I probably went with a baggier shirt, knowing me. She buys me clothes that none of them fit. They were all name brand. They were all great deals and everything else. No receipt, no nothing. So that money flushed down the toilet, basically. I had remembered about Bald Spot, and I couldn't think of anybody better that should have had these clothes, since they don't fit me and they're brand new. They still have the tags on them. If I remember correctly, she lost the receipt or whatever. But instead of it, me wasting money on it, I at least can give it to somebody who's less fortunate. I knew the area where Bald Spot hanged out at, and I wasn't sure I was going to find him, but I drove to that area. When I drove to that area, I did see him. He was a little bit away from the apartments than normal. However, I see him, and he's on the street. I almost didn't recognize him. He looked like crap. I pull over to the side. I have him jump in the car. I ask him if he's hungry. He says, yeah, there's a fast food place that was literally 20 feet where I picked him up from. Pull in there. I give him the clothes, and he instantly takes his shirt off. He had a long sleeve, like a Hanes thermal. Took that off and threw a shirt on, and it was a perfect fit. Looked great on him, other than he was a very emaciated and strung out. I'm sure the shorts fit him as well. I think the waist size on them, maybe some might be 26s, but some of them are 28s. He definitely could fit him, no problem. He looked like a skeleton with pupils really big. I had a conversation with him where this is somebody that I love like a brother, you know what I mean? And I had a conversation with him that day when I gave him that stuff. I told him, I said, hey, I told him this before when I was on the streets with him. Life is so hard anyways, man. You're only making it harder on yourself by doing this stuff. And I remember I got a better explanation from him and stuff like that. And I was just talking to him like a good friend. Like, I'm not judging and stuff like that, but I was like, man, maybe you need rehab, dude. I go, maybe reach out to your family. Maybe you need to find a reason to get clean. And what he told me was he's like, one of the reasons that the main reason that he does it is let's say he has only $5 or $10 worth of that Breaking Bad stuff, that he can go basically into a flop trap house and stay there for a couple days for only $5 or $10 worth of that stuff by using it with them or hooking them up. And then him doing that, he gets to mingle with people that he never met before that are on the same kind of criminal shit that he's on. And that's literally what he said. He's like, can you get a hotel for 50, a hotel's 50 or 60 bucks. He's like, I can find places that I can stay at for a couple of days. And he's like, and then the adventures of everything going on. A part of me understood. There's been a couple people that I met homeless that said that they're able to survive because they do that stuff. My standpoint is I believe that it makes it harder. Like, why make it harder on yourself, But that's just me. What happened? I went ahead and did that. I really didn't see him for a while. I was doing good with painting. Something happened with painting. I'm gonna try to keep the video shorter. When I moved into my best friend's house, I had told my best friend's mom and their family if they ever wanted me to leave, that there didn't have to be a big fight, there didn't have to be a big fuss. It'd be easy for somebody to go ahead and tell me, to leave, and I'd understand. I'm actually gonna stop this and then transition so my phone doesn't overheat. One thing that I hope about these last few videos, I hope all my videos show this, but I really hope that I'm able to showcase, like today's video, yesterday's video, and the day before, what kind of good friend I was. I always rocked with people heavy and tough. Like if they were going to be loyal and cool with me, I was going to be the same way. It kind of feels like a dog, right? Like a brand new puppy who's innocent and just wants somebody to give it attention, play with it, and be good to it. Like it's got like a big loving heart. That really is who I am. You know what I mean? I got a real big loving heart. Then I also have a side of my heart that has a lot of hatred, anger, vindictiveness, pettiness, a lot of stuff that I can't let go. Like when somebody crosses the line, I don't know any way to let a lot of that stuff go, but that's, I guess, life. I tried to forget about it, but the truth is no, I'm constantly reminded, and it does feel like a movie when things play. Like when I talk about stuff, it feels like I relive it, but that it is what it is. Jumping into the story, though, I just wanted to throw that in there. Didn't see him for a while after I gave him the clothes and had that conversation. I understood, as best as I could, what he was into. There was another thing too, is me not judging him. I knew him before that stuff, before he did anything like that. The same things that people that I grew up with that joined gangs, and they actually, a lot of my friends went to prison for life. Some of them actually got out on life, and they were first-degree murder, second-degree murder. But I never looked at them like that. A lot of strangers would, though. They would look at if you didn't know them, like growing up, you would probably suspect the worst of them, and I wasn't judgmental like that. That was the dude I played basketball with, the dude I played football with, the person that I did history with, read and write, and we're on we grew up all poor together, man. So like when you got a street corn, everybody, like we all shared a bite of the street corn, that kind of stuff, we didn't put each other down for the hand-me-downs and bad clothes that we had. If anything, I never made fun of somebody's parents when they were, all on some stuff. Like everybody had problems, you know what I mean? And one thing about me is like I don't judge you. 80%. I judge to a certain point. Everybody does, but like, if 80% of you is good and then 20% of you isn't, then like you take the good with the bad with anything. That's really life. And because I knew these people beforehand, I didn't want to throw them away like their families did them. I didn't want to throw them away like what the streets could do to somebody. And I cared a whole lot. I really have a big heart towards people. Nonetheless, I hadn't seen him for a while. I don't think I went out looking for him or anything like that. I had a Honda Accord. Things with the painting didn't go so well. I'm gonna try to speed this up because I don't want my phone to overheat and mess things up. Started looking for a warehouse job. And I was looking for a warehouse job. I went to some temp agencies, was trying to figure out what I could do with the temp agency, and some of them had jobs, some of them didn't, but sometimes it takes a couple days. And then when you start working at a temporary agency back then, it might be 2.5 to 3 weeks before you got your first paycheck. know what I mean? They would hold a paycheck and then I guess, you know, like wait for the next pay period. So sometimes it was about 2 weeks, sometimes it was 2.5, depending on when you got hired. My friend's mom lets me know that you know, she says to me when I was walking outside and I was about to go to another temp agency to find out what was going on, she says, you know, hey, you know, you told me anytime that you wanted me, anytime I wanted you to leave, all I had to do was tell you. And I said, yes. She said, I'm telling you now. I said, okay. I said, when do you want me to leave? She said, can you leave today? And I said, yes. I said, is it okay if I leave? I can't take all my stuff. It might be a few days. And she's like, how long do you need? I said, can I have a week? She said, yeah. I left that day, and I was living in my car. My friend had a messed up house that was like nobody could live. It was inhabitable. It was an inhabitable house, and nobody was allowed to live there. But I knew I could sleep. You know, pull my car in the driveway and sleep there. I had one of the neighbors call the cops on me for doing so. The cops weren't tripping on it. They just wanted to know what I was doing, and they were like, you know, nobody's supposed to really be doing, you know, like staying here or sleeping out here. And I was like, I'm just watching out for my friend's house, man. People were trying to break in here. You know, I was just keeping an eye out on my buddy's house. This buddy of mine was like 20 to 30 years older than me, and it was actually his mom's house, and his mom owned it, and he's the one who was staying there, and he actually stayed there when it was inhabitable as well, but he stopped staying there, and I was keeping an eye on it. As far as I was concerned, all I was doing was sleeping in the driveway. I went back to the apartments, and I ran into a bald spot. Stayed in some apartments with him again. He had upped the score. Well, I went over there and did that when the cops came afterwards, and I was looking for a room to rent. And when I was looking for a room to rent, I was doing it through the newspaper. Man, it is so hot. I was looking through the newspaper, and some of them weren't going to be available for 2 weeks or a month. And I was asking people that I knew. You know, I would want a friend request, like basically somebody, like a referral, like a friend referring somebody who's renting a room, and then maybe I'd have a better shot. I stayed at the apartments a few nights in my car. I also went into some of the vacant apartments. I was able to acquire a couple of them, and you know, trying to get, you know, to hear something. I went ahead and landed a job, not from a temp agency. This one, because I couldn't go 2.5. You know, I couldn't go 2 weeks without a paycheck. I needed the money that I had to go ahead and move into some place, because normally, even when you're renting a room, they want the first, last, and the security deposit. You know, that could be a couple grand depending on everything. So me looking for places to rent, it would take a little bit of time. Taking a little bit of time, I was staying at the apartment, like I had said. Well, sleeping in my car sometimes, finding places to park there, and then as well going into the vacant apartments. My friend Bald Spot really upped the score. Now he's you know, Jack and Copper, his friends that he runs with, you know, they're doing the same thing. They're still on Copper. Now they're also on top. I mean, they did this before, the receipts, finding receipts, and then stealing the items and then returning it with the receipt. They're smashing car windows, taking whatever they can, and then on top of which, now they've enlisted the help of somebody who uses stuff as well, and was actually pretty attractive. And they were setting people up and robbing them, like robbing people, whether it was burn bags or actually running up on them. All sorts of stuff like that happened. I've talked about it before, because one of the questions I had, I've been asked, like early on, like one of my first few videos, I've been asked it a couple times, is I have no problem staying in bandos, even having a car here. Well, I think it was like my second or third video I posted. I was like, yo, check out this bando I'm in, right? And I stayed at that bando for a little bit, you know what I mean, until I suspected people that people found it and stuff like that. Staying at these vacant apartments, I got caught twice. One time I was taking a shower, and it was before 5 o'clock. Maintenance people heard that and came in there, and I came out that shower, and it was maintenance people and whoever this apartment manager person was. She's like, get the hell out of here. Sure, no problem. Second time I was caught, I was actually sleeping. They just barged in. When they barged in, there was me, Bald Spot, and a couple of their friends. They hadn't, I don't know if they recognized them or not, but I know that she recognized me from the first time, because I had just got caught taking a shower like 2 days before that. She's like, I seen him before, and she started bitching about it. And I think all I said is if you want me to leave and you guys don't want to get hurt, get the hell away from the door. I said something along those lines, because I'm not gonna let you trap me in a place. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to move out of my way for me to leave. So I was like, I think I said something along the lines of, yeah, if you want me to leave, you need to get away from that door. And hopefully I didn't say anything else. I might have, though. I like, get the hell away from the door or something. I don't really remember. But nonetheless, nothing really crazy happened. I left, and I did find places to rent, and one of the places I found to rent from or whatever, I left one fork. I've talked about this before. I left a fork, one fork I paid this guy and everything else. My first night spending the night there, he never said that was like something that would drive him crazy. I was asleep, and it was around 12 or 1 o'clock at night, and he come barging through my door. I was renting a room, barged right in there and screaming about that fork and telling me I needed to get out there. And I was telling him, I was like, who in the, you're lucky I'm not punching you right now. Like, are you crazy? I don't know you, and the first thing you're gonna do is just barge in here and act like this over a fork. And I said, I ain't got no problem leaving, but I want my money. You give me the money. I guess I should take a step back too. Because my phone's been turning off since it was hot, and I periodically I'm stopping the video just to run my phone over the air conditioner, because while I'm doing the videos I can't run the air. Hopefully it doesn't mess up the video too much, but I did want to touch on something that I thought I forgot. When my best friend's mom asked me to leave, and I went there a couple days later to get my belongings. My best friend and his baby mama was there, and they had their baby there, and they were changing the baby on my dresser. They had rearranged that whole room for him and his baby mama and his baby, and utilized all my stuff. And I was like, I'm here to get my dresser, and they're like, that's our baby making station. And I was like, where's my steel toe boots that I left in the garage? They're not in there. Where's my buckets of paint that I would use to paint somebody's house and save them some money? I can give you a lower, I could save you on materials if I have this stuff. Where's that stuff at? Where's my $80 to $100 paint mask, because I can't stand the smell of paint? Where's this? Where's that? None of it. And I also said, where's my rent money, and where's the rent money for that I pay for them? None of it. In fact, they stole all of it and kept it. And then why I was asked to leave was evidently my best friend got back with his baby mama, or maybe they never even fought to begin with. Maybe it was all a ploy. But nonetheless, they were living in that bedroom now, and they used my stuff and took my stuff, and it sucked. They did more than that. When I did land a place to stay at for a little bit, I inquired on me getting my stuff for my taxes, because I was going to file it. I had found out that his father went ahead and actually filed my taxes for me, and kept the money. And it wasn't like, oh, he kept the money. It was like, oh, he did your taxes for you. We'll let you know when the check comes through. Well, I never got that check, and I assume it was a couple $1,000s at least. So and then all my bad experiences renting rooms and stuff like that moving forward, it all sucked. I don't know if this is a short video or not, but I do want to give you what actually happened to Bald Spot. I don't know what charges he caught. I assume it was breaking into the vacant apartments, the stuff that he was up to, the copper, any number of those things. He did go to prison. I don't know how long he was in there for, but I think it was a few years that he was in prison. Why he was in prison, he met a paralegal, or it was either a lawyer or a paralegal, and it was either somebody that he met. Like, I don't know the whole story, but I'm gonna tell you, because I'm gonna tell you how I know about it too. He met somebody who was a lawyer or a paralegal that either worked on his case or working on another inmate's case, and they met her that way. They got romantically involved, and he got out of prison, and he ended up marrying her, and then they still live. They live in the same state. That I once lived in, West Coast. However, they live in a different city, and basically he cut off communications with everybody because for his sobriety. How I found this out is I remember when I was renting rooms, and it had been a few years, I had ran into his sister. He had two sisters, an older one and a younger one. I had ran into him, and I asked him about their brother. When I did that, they knew that I was always a good person, that I was never somebody, you know, that hurt his, you know, hurt their brother. I was never a bad influence on him or anything like that. Maybe when we were younger, like 15, 16 years old, you know, being a bad influence, like, you know, like I didn't tell him to stop doing something, like, you know, stealing from the store. Did tell him to, you know, be more slick about it, you know, something along those lines, and to try to help him, you know. Who knows? Who knows if I was a bad influence or not? I don't think I was. I mean, I wasn't, you know, a crimey with him doing all that kind of crap that, you know, he was trying to, you know, stay clean about. She showed me a picture. She's like, yeah, he got married. He doesn't talk to anybody. You know, he does this for his sobriety. And but you know, take a look at these wedding pictures. Showed me he got himself a real pretty wife, blonde hair, blue eyes. Well, actually, I don't know if she had blue eyes or not. She did have blonde hair, and I did hear that she was 100% Italian. I remember that now. So he was you know, on the streets doing really, really bad, and went to prison. And then I guess in prison he was able to go ahead and change his outlook on life, maybe rekindle stuff with his family. That's what she said, that, you know, like, he's very strong with his family now, that everything's great, and that he, you know, married, you know, met and fell in love with somebody, and got married. At the time, I don't recall them saying if he had children or not. He probably does now. You know, I would only imagine. But I think that will conclude it. In other videos, if I think of other stories that I feel like sharing, and that will actually have like a little bit longer content, because I mean, I knew the dude for a long ass time, and you know, I'll definitely do videos on the future with him. But I think for the most part, this will wrap up my little 3-part series of homeless and bald spot. I want to thank you guys so much.